Hi, it's Tracy here from Homestay Pilates. I hope you're all keeping well. Little routine for you today, a bit of standing and then a bit for the core. So if you want to get your feet just slightly apart, get them right underneath the pelvis and then lengthen up. Make sure you can feel the weight on all the parts of the feet and try not to grip with your toes. Let the shoulder blades relax back and down and lengthen up through the spine. And then when you're ready, just float the arms forward, lead up with the thumbs and down with the little fingers. And again, raise up forward and just think about keeping the weight as level on the feet as you can while you're doing this. You don't want to be swinging forward and back. And again, hug the lower ribs in so you're engaging your tummy muscles, and that should help stabilize the spine. I'm going to do a little lift up onto the toes, raise up, and then gently down. And again, raise up, lift, keep the ankles really straight. Imagine you're holding a yoga block between your ankles. Really try and keep them nice and in line underneath you. Weight comes a little towards the big toes, and you can challenge it by taking the arms a bit higher if you want to. I'll leave that up to you. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Good. 2 more. Lift and lower. And 1 more of those. Good. And then relax the arms and just take a little slide down the trouser seam and then to the other side. And you're just trying to keep the hips underneath you, pressing down evenly into the feet so that you don't swing the weight from one side to the other. Lengthen through the side of the body, head and neck relaxed. Good. And 1 more each side. And last one. And then back to center. Now if you come up onto your toes, find your balance, and then gently drop your right heel, bend the left knee, and then the other side. So 1 heel up, 1 heel down. And again, trying to keep your balance as best you can, trying to keep the ankles straight underneath you. They might roll out a little bit, but just trying to keep them as straight as you can. Keep the hips underneath you because sometimes they'll want to swing out to the side. So you're trying to imagine you're moving through an elevator shaft, so you can't swing out to the side. There's no room. You're keeping very, very still and keeping everything in line. Light on the heels as you take them down. Good. And next time, hold that left heel down and float the right knee and the arms forward. Take the ball of the foot down, arms down, pedal through the feet, changing over. Lift up out of that support hip, float the knee up. Ball of the foot down, pedal through the feet, and then lift and lengthen, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. And again, pedal through the feet and lengthen. Good. And again, pedal, lift up out of the support hip, raise tall, lengthen up into the crown of the head, and lift. Good. 1 more each side, pedal through the feet, and raise up. And 1 more time, pedal through the feet, and raise up. Good. Okay. Make sure again that your feet are parallel. And we're going to roll forward. So chin tucked down, soften the knees as much as you need to, let the head and neck relax. Folding forward, shake the head loose, just as far as you're comfortable, and then restack, digging into the heels to grow up again through the spine, loop the shoulders back, lengthen up. And again, chin tucked down, soften the knees, round through the spine. Bend the knees as much as you need to, relax the head and neck. Dig into the heels to regain and lift up through the body. Just 1 more time. Chin tucked down, got a lot of noise going on today. Head and neck relaxed. And then roll up through the spine bit by bit. And let the shoulders come back and down. Okay, we're going to try a little bit of balance. We're going to build a little routine up. So get those feet right underneath you, lifting up out of the hips nice and strong. And just bring that right knee up in front. Lengthen tall, try not to collapse. And then take that down. And then the other side. So pelvis nice and level. Imagine if you're balancing a spirit level across your hips, the bubble would be in the middle. And again, lengthen up tall, really stretch through the spine. And 1 more like this. I'm going to put a few little movements together. Good. Now this time, right leg is going to move out to the side and the opposite arm. And you're trying to keep your body as centered as you can because you're likely to swing out to the side if you're not careful, but try and stay Really level through the spine, lengthen tall. Nice and balanced through that support leg. And again, lift. Take your time, give yourself a chance to balance. One more each side. Lift. Good. And one more, lift, squeeze. At this time, right leg back, both arms forward. Try and stay upright, squeeze into the glutes. You're not tipping forward. You're staying nice and upright, lengthen back. And again, squeeze into the glutes. Hug the lower ribs in so the spine's supported. One more each side. Last one. Good job. Place the feet back, make sure they're in line, and then we're going to squat down. So imagine you're going to pick something up and then lift. So you're bending your knees, sinking the weight into the heels. You could lift the toes if you wanted to. Then you can prove that your weight's going back into your heels, and that's protecting your knee joints. Keep the knees in line with the toes. Just beware of them rolling in. And again, sit down and drive up through the heels. One more time. And lengthen. Okay, we're going to put all of that together, 2 of each. So when you're ready, right knee lifts. Lift up out of the hip. And slowly down. And then the other side. Keep the body as still as you can. Lengthen, stretch tall. And now leg to the side, arm to the side. Opposites. Good. And again. And lift, take it out. And bring it down. Now squeezing back, reaching for both arms. Try not to tip forward. And other side. And now make sure the feet and knees are parallel and squat down if you're going to pick something up. And one more time. Let's do that again. So right knee's going to come up and lengthen, lift. And other side. Pull up out of that support hip. And now out to the side, body centered. Good, and again, lift. And now back and reaching forward. And again, back and reaching forward. And then last time, squats, knees in line with the toes. Good. And now just bring your right knee up and stay there. Really focus on lengthening up through the spine, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Really feel like you're lifting up and then just sweeping the arms forward and back, just challenging your balance a little bit. Remember, you can always hold on if you need to. Lengthen, keep lifting out your support hip, don't let it collapse. You'll be feeling that in that support leg now. 3, 2, and one more. And replace that foot. And last time, other side, lift, lengthen, pull up out of the support hip, keep stretching tall, and then sweeping forward and back. Try not to pitch the body, keep lengthening, stretch up. Just the arms moving. One side's going to be a little harder. 3, 2, and last one. Good. And release. Okay, we're going to come down onto hands and knees. So just find nice central position on your mat. Lift up through the upper back body, lift up through the back of the neck. And you can either keep your feet flat or tuck your toes under, your choice. And we're going to hover the knees. So hug the lower ribs in, pull the belly button in, and just lift and hover. Keep breathing. Now if that's too much, just pull up through the belly button, keep the knees down. And remember you've got that option, toes tucked under, and hold it there. Shoulder blades slide down, neck nice and long. Lift up through the back of the neck for 4, 3, 2, and release. And just sink back, have a little stretch for a moment. You can have the arms in front or behind, up to you. Okay, very slowly bring yourself back up and transfer onto your back. Last little bit of exercise now. So lying on your back with your knees bent, adjust any clothing that needs adjusting, hands behind your head, and just allowing the elbows to come a little forward, just so you're not forcing back an overarching spine. And the aim here, we're going to curl up, is to bring your ribs towards your hip bones. So the hip bones stay static, and you're just bringing the ribs towards the hip bones. That's where the muscle line attaches. So when you're ready, little curl up, making sure that front line shortens, and then taking that back down. And again. Try not to pull on the head and neck, just keeping the elbows soft, just slightly in the line of vision, just so you're not forcing them back. And again, slide the ribs towards the hip bones. Now we're going to add a foot float, so hover the right foot as you come up and then take it down, and then the other side, little hover and release. So you're shortening that distance between the ribs and hips, keeping the pelvis really steady as you're lifting, so you don't want to roll from side to side. And again, lift, draw down with the belly button, supporting the head and neck. One more. Good. Now we're just going to transfer to lifting the legs up. So one leg comes up, shins parallel to the ceiling. Scoop your back into the mat, and you might want to support the leg to keep the back down, and then draw the other leg up to meet it. So now squeeze your knees and feet together. You could balance a plate on your shins, so your feet aren't dropped down, and that's going to make the front of the thighs work a little bit. Hover up a little bit so the tummy muscles are more engaged, and you're just going to rock the feet a little bit towards the floor and back. So it might be that you only move an inch, but you want to keep your lower back engaged with the mat. So that's really important that you scoop up through the tailbone and keep that lower back engaged. If you prefer, you can rest down and you can support the legs a little bit with your hands. And if this double leg rock is too much, just take it to alternating. So you can come to here or rest down. You can support the leg that's not moving. You've got options here. Two more. Really scoop that back into the mat. Last one. And then rest the head down, hug the knees in. Have a little rock side to side or a little roll round, whichever you feel appropriate. And then release. Now take the hands down to your sides. And we're going to go into a little froggy leg position. It's a bit strange, but knees turned out, toes turned out in the same angle and heels together. Now we're going to push up at an angle, so you're going to extend, and as I do that you can see that my knees have come together, although my heels are together but my toes are turned out. So as you bend, the knees come apart, and as you extend and straighten, the legs are going to come together. And you really want to make sure again that your lower back is staying engaged with the mat. So here is staying down, you're scooping, using those tummy muscles. Try not to aim the legs too low. Just go to a point of control, and you can go directly up to the ceiling. You don't have to fully straighten. Really squeeze those thighs together. Relax the upper body as much as you can, which is difficult, but use those tummy muscles to engage. Two more of these. Really scoop, and last one, pressing away, and then bring it in. And then slowly take the legs to the floor. Take the hands aside the head and let those elbows drop down to the mat. And if you're tight in the shoulders, you might find that you can't actually get the elbows down, but just as low as possible. And then when you're ready, windshield wipe the knees and take them to one side. Doesn't matter which, and just let them relax. Try to keep this elbow and shoulder as low to the floor as you can. And then very slowly come through center and windshield wipe the knees to the other side. Again, keeping the elbow as wide. You might find one side's a little bit tighter than the other. And then slowly back to center and release the arms. Okay, last little bit. We're going to place the soles of the feet together and just let the knees become heavy and just opening up through the hips, through the pelvis, and just relaxing in this position. Take some nice deep breaths here and just let the weight of the legs increase the stretch. And I'll leave you here, just relax for a few more seconds, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.